Hello, this is the beginning of the Photoshop tutorial. Anyway, to begin, I just want you to change one item, and that's in your Photoshop, is to open up your Finder and go to a new Finder window, which I'll pull over here from the other screen that I've got going here. And I want you to find Photoshop under Applications. And we'll scroll down. We find Photoshop, CS5. Click here, and then I just want you to right click on here and go Get Info, and then open it in 32-bit mode. This will allow you to have some plugins that don't work in 64-bit mode. Okay, so close that up now, and then close. Now we're going to open up some pictures. So if you go to the folder Photoshop Exercises, which you've put on your desktop, and then we're just going to look at some items in here. First one's going to be the megapixels. Okay, and if you look at this, there's a sailboat picture. And I'm just going to drag the actual picture. Now you can drag it from here, or sometimes it's actually easier to drag the preview picture over top of the Photoshop icon. Okay, and there's a reason for this, because, let me just show you. If I double click this picture, it opens up so you can see it, but you notice that we're in preview, not in Photoshop. Okay, and that's a very common error when you're opening up a photograph and you're new to Photoshop. So we're just going to quit preview. To open it up properly in Photoshop, we drag the photograph down, put it over top of Photoshop, and you'll notice that it turns dark. Anything that you're on top of turns dark. When it's dark, it means you're going to open it in that application. So we wait till that loads, and then we'll see what we get. And there's the Photoshop splash screen. You notice it says version 12. It's good to know. Anyway, here we go. And the photograph should open shortly. There we go. Okay, now to start with, we're going to start doing what's called zooming in, just to take a look. And you hold down the Command key, which is the key beside the space bar on either side, and just hold that down and press the plus key. And I want you to keep hitting the plus key until you get in close enough to see my wife and kids, till my wife fills the entire screen as a whole bunch of squares. Now, this looks highly pixelated just because it's a very low resolution picture. It's actually a VGA resolution, which is 0.3 megapixels. Okay, we're going to close that one up. Well, actually, before we do that, let's do the zoom out, which is the Command minus. And if I ever want to go to full screen, you can do Command 0. Okay, like that. And actually, while we're doing that, so we got Command plus to zoom in, Command minus to zoom out, Command 0 to go full screen, and here's a special key. First thing I want you to do is set your spot zoom by clicking on the magnifying glass down here. So once I do that, I just want you to make sure that the scrubby zoom here, okay, is unchecked. Okay, make sure it's not checked, okay, like mine, it's unchecked. Okay, the reason why is because when, I'm going to click back onto the move tool here, is that when I do a spot zoom, it's where you hold down the space bar first, okay, and you get the little hand, and then hold down the Command key, you get the plus sign here, and what I can do is, I can drag the mouse over top of an item, and it'll zoom right in. And you can see this says cows and something else underneath. Okay, and if I do Command 0, I go back to full screen again. Okay, now let's close this one up, and we're going to jump all the way to the 1 megapixel picture, which is the fourth one here. And again, to open it up properly, drag it over top of the Photoshop icon, and it opens up. And inside the identical picture, it's just higher megapixels. So let's zoom in again. So I'll go Command plus, and just until my wife fills the screen again, just like that. And you notice the dots are smaller. The higher the megapixels, the smaller the pixel dots. Okay, and go back to Command 0 again. And I'm going to spot zoom in on that cows sign to see if we can make out what it says now. And it's giving you an idea, but it's still a little bit unclear. So we'll zoom back. We'll go Command 0, back again. We're going to close this one up. And then we're going to go to the 3 megapixel picture. Now that's the 6th one down. And drag that one on top. And same exercise. Zoom in until my wife fills the screen. And you can see the dots are even smaller. You can see the details on her purse now and things that are in the window. Command 0 will take us back, and let's zoom in on that sign again. Spacebar, Command, and then drag out the little box. And it's pretty easy to see that this says now Prince Edward Island. Command 0 will come back. Close this up. Now I want you to just open up the highest resolution photograph. Okay, this is a 6 megapixel picture, the actual original size. Okay, and we're just going to zoom in. Command plus, Command plus, Command plus, Command plus, Command plus. One more time, and you can see it is a very decent resolution now. Okay, and let's do Command 0, and then Spacebar, Command, drag out the box, and let's take a look at this sign. And you can see the detail significantly better. And this should give you an idea of what megapixels are in terms of when you're taking pictures with various cameras. Now, at 6 megapixels, this is relatively low compared to what's out there now with 10, 12, 15, and even up to 21 megapixel cameras. Anyway, I hope you understand what megapixels are.